Well, hi there and welcome to the ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for September 14th, 2009. This is Jason Ayers of OptionsSource.net. Let's take a look at our weekly US dollar index. Well, as you can see here, we finally broke that support level at 78, and at this point, it does appear that we are going to test the lower range of our 76-77 focal zone, bringing 76 into the bigger picture as the next logical target. Now, we may see some backfilling here that might bring us back into that lower range of 78. However, momentum suggests continuation to the downside. As we take a look at our daily snapshot here, you can see that sideways triangle that we've been watching for quite some time. We finally saw that break, and there's that 78 support level, a little more easier to identify on a daily chart, bringing the price action down into that 76-77 focal zone. But once again, we are anticipating a little deeper sell-off to the bottom of that 76-77 range. Next up, the CDD, the US versus the Canadian dollar. Well, as you can see here, we tested the lower range of our 107-108 focal zone. However, we continue to consolidate here as a very strong support level. Now, at this point, it is a possibility that we may see a bounce that'll bring us back up into the 111-112 focal zone. However, a break below 107 brings that 103-104 box into the picture as the next logical target to the downside. Well, the US dollar extended its sell-off against the Japanese yen, as seen here in the ISE FX options pair value YUK. When we last looked at the YUK, we were testing a key support at the 92, 92.5, and the suggestion was that a break below that was likely to trade down into the 89-90 focal zone. Now, we are open to the possibility of some retracement here. However, the path of least resistance continues to be to the downside. Well, the US dollar finally broke below that key support at 69.5 against the euro, facilitating a fairly aggressive sell-off, which has taken us down into our 68, 68.5 focal zone. Now, we may see some consolidation here. However, we are expecting to see a little bit of a deeper sell-off into this box, taking us to test that 68 level. Next up, the BPX, the US versus the British pound, and last week we were looking for a follow-through down into our 60, 60.5 focal zone, which we indeed did see. Now at this point, the BPX is breaking below that key support at 60 there as the US dollar continues to weaken against the British pound. Now at this point, the 59, 59.5 support level here appears to be the next logical target. However, if we do see a snap back up into the 60, 60.5 focal zone, we may see a little bit of a retracement. The path of least resistance continues to be to the downside. Well, the US dollar also lost some ground against the Australian dollar as we finally broke below that 117, 118 focal zone. At this point, we appear to be consolidating just above our 114, 115 target area, which will act as the next key support level. Now, if we do see a little bit of a snapback or a retracement, it's likely to take us back into 117, 118. However, until we see a break below that, we are still looking at 114 as a logical target, since the path of least resistance continues to be to the downside. Let's review our key points. First of all, the US dollar index finally broke 78, ushering in an aggressive sell-off that appears to be heading towards our 76 focal zone. Watch for some backfilling. However, the path of least resistance continues to remain to the downside. The CDD tapped 107 but continues to hold support in this zone. There does continue to be a lot of indecision. We may see a bounce. However, momentum continues to support the downtrend. The YUK broke a key support at 92. We may see some backfilling here as well. However, this sell-off could extend as deep as 89. The EUI broke to the downside into our 68, 68.5 focal zone. Although a bounce is possible, momentum suggests a follow-through to the lower range of this zone, touching 68. The BPX also broke support at 60 but continues to trade in this range. Failure to break back above this 60 level brings our 59, 59.5 focal zone into the picture as a logical target. And finally, the AUX broke support and is consolidating along the upper range of our 114-115 focal zone. Although we are open to the possibility of a moderate retracement, the path of least resistance does continue to be to the downside, bringing 114 into the picture as a logical target. And this has been your ISE FX Options Weekly Outlook for September 14th, 2009. I'm Jason Ayers of OptionsSource.net. Thanks for joining me here this week. We'll see you here next week.